volta a Enderal. Isso. Vamos continuar a quest principal. Tava fazendo muito Bounty Hunter e exploração, eu tava começando a me perder. Então, vamos focar na quest principal. E vamos conversar com Jaspar. Pra onde vamos, hein? Tem tanta coisa aberta, velho. Eu vou na principal, tá? Vamos conversar com ele. Tá certo que tá de noite. É, tá muito longe. Às vezes fala que tá perto e tá lá na casa. Não, tá perto. Vamos lá. Muita missão aberta, vou ter que começar já a fechar um pouco dessas missões que estão abertas, né? Vamos lá. De noite é foda, né? Eu devia ter esperado ter passado o dia, pelo menos. Saúde. Sim. Só passando. Será que eu compro um cavalo aqui de uma vez? Será? Que os bichos desse jogo é tão sinistro que com medo de comprar cavalo. Bem que poderia colocar um mod de cavalo de desmontagem rápida, né? Mas quero ficar evitando ficar colocando muito mod no Enderal. Por sinal, não vejo muita necessidade de ficar modificando muito ele, não. Será, amigos, que já compra um cavalo já? Tá aqui, né?
Greetings.
Oi. Ó, esse belo alazão. Quem sabe, né? Tá de noite, a minha que vem de cavalo não tá aqui. É, não tá. Fica pra outra vez.
Madame?
Oi, boa noite. Boa noite.
Yes?
Sim.
So, any luck?
What you need? Acabei colocando um pacote de roupas do Elder Scrolls 4 que combina muito com o Enderal.
Yes?
Ah, ele aqui. Podia ter alugado um quarto, né? Porque tá aqui nessa torre. Jaspar?
Ah, there you
Sim.
are. Glad you made it. So, how was it? I heard quite some stories about this trial. and was never sure what to make of it.
Foi diferente, foi fácil. Falar que foi diferente, foi diferente. Foi meio diferente do que eu esperava, na
Yeah,
verdade.
I changed my mind. Come, let's go upstairs. It'll be worth it.
O pior é que o OBS tá comendo o processamento da máquina de uma maneira inacreditável. Eu não sei o que que é. Vamos, Jasper. Estamos aqui. Lá em cima? Lá em cima? Tá bom. Vamos lá.
There
Opa.
we are. Wait a second. So, wine or pipe?
Vinho. Vinho, né? Vinho.
Termatralian brandy.
Ah,
Vintage
ótima safra.
8190.
Ó, pitel.
A real treasure. Consider it a congratulatory gift for passing the trial. Nothing better than a good pipe and a nice sight to go along with it. It's always sad to see how few people can truly appreciate these things. Anyway, tell me, fair lady, what is it that drives you? I've been asking that myself since we met. I mean, it's not like anyone's forcing you to play errand boy for Orenthiel, is there? And with your abilities, you could make a fortune as a mercenary, not to mention the danger you put yourself in. Securing the excavation site, passing the trial, they certainly haven't been easy on you so far.
Não sei, pessoalmente, né? Uma boa questão, hein? Caralho, velho. Sabe que eu também não sei, cara. Pior que eu nunca sei qual é uma resposta positiva e qual que é uma negativa. Ah, vamos lá, vai.
Makes sense. In any case, it's interesting to see how you've gotten from being a magically gifted refugee to the center of all this. Kind of reminds me of a woman I used to travel with, Alicia. No matter where she went, she always ended up in the eye of the storm. We got hired for the same job. Usually I work better on my own, but this partnership was refreshing in every aspect. It felt good to know someone's got your back for a change, especially with the kind of work I do, which is why we decided to stick together after that first job. And it went great, at least initially. She just cared too much, you know? Yeah, she was a mercenary, but she only ever picked the jobs where she thought she could help people, or at least do no damage. As you can imagine, that doesn't always work out in my profession, and whenever it didn't, she really took it to heart. It was sad when you think about it, really.
Eita. Por quanto tempo vocês trabalharam juntos?
Let me think. About
13
years.
anos.
Yeah. We went to Eraziel, Kira, Artwend.
Nossa, rodou o
One
mundo
time we
inteiro.
even fought a group of Petrified on Lille. She fought as ardently as she lived. I don't know how I would have survived that fight without her. We
Casalzinho
traveled
aí.
together and we had sex, so yes, according to most people's definition of it, we were a couple.
por ajuda, né?
Several reasons. First of all, she was primarily a traveling healer, and used the money she got from those jobs to sustain herself. Secondly, Lycia wasn't all selflessness. She wanted to help people, yeah, but she also wanted to make experiences, I guess. Live like an eagle, love like a madman, and dream like a god. A bit cheesy, yeah, but that was her credo.
Eita.
Well, we were simply too different. I guess that's what it comes down to. Let's face it, I'm a pathetic white knight, and an even worse world savior. Lycia and I, we were just bound to clash. We were lovers, then friends, then lovers again, and so on and so forth.
Amigos com benefícios.
Ultimately, that was just too much for me. Too extreme. Too absorbing. Love as she defined it, yeah. Had it been for her, we would have married after that first night.
Huh.
That's a long story. Not one that puts me in a favorable light.
Uma noite toda.
At least if you're like most people. Let's save that for another time.
Alright.
Split up. Yeah, that's one way to put it. But anyway, enough about me. What about you? Has there ever been someone in your life? Or have you always been the lone wolf?
Não é da sua conta. Estou sentindo a pretensão aqui. Vai começar aqui, né? Talvez não. Vamos entrar na brincadeira.
Oh my, is that how you think of me? Can't two good-looking adventurers have a nice chat on a beautiful evening without implications? But jokes aside, I think I know what you're trying to say. And as attractive as you are, I'm afraid I have to pass. Samara? No, I don't know. Maybe the entire thing with Lycia was enough for me. Sex is fine, but I guess I'm just not naive enough for anything else anymore. Love, love, love. People have such lofty expectations these days, really. Sometimes I think it would help us all to admit that there isn't that much that separates us from the apes.
Pensar bem nessas respostas aqui, viu?
No. That would just complicate things, believe me. And I can hardly imagine that a woman like you doesn't have 100 options to choose from.
Vamos ver.
Oh, come on, that's just corny. You don't even know me. You see, this is exactly what I meant with the lofty expectations. We're here, we get along, and we're having a good time. Why the need for all this sentimental stuff? I like you. Let's just leave it at that, okay? Why don't you tell me a little more about this trial? I heard you passed it together with that quiet girl, Kalia. What's she like? I've heard some stories about her.
Ah, entendi. Não, dá salve não.
That's just life, I think. There comes a point when you've done all you can. My. We've certainly lost track of time, haven't we? I really need to hit the hay for a couple hours now. I'll have to go look for some new work tomorrow. And I've heard about a nobleman who's looking for a sellsword. That is, if Renthiel or old Bushybeard doesn't have a new job for me by then. Say what you want about him.
Peraí, vou voltar.
Beyond generous. I'll see you around, fair lady.
Peraí. Não. Vou voltar. Calma aí. Vou voltar aqui. Peraí. Vamos dar um outro rumo pra essa conversa.
Ultimately, that was just too much for me. Too extreme. To absorb. Love as she defined it, yeah. Had it been for her, we would have married. That's a long story. Not one that split up, but anyway. Enough about me. What about you? Has there ever been someone in your life? Or have you always been the lone wolf? Oh my, is that how you think of me? Can't two good-looking adventurers have a nice chat on a beautiful evening without implications? But jokes aside, I think I know what you're trying to say. And as attractive as you are, I'm afraid I have to pass. Samara? No, I don't know. Maybe the entire thing with Lycia was enough for me. Sex is fine, but I guess I'm just not naive enough for anything else anymore. Love. People have such lofty expectations these days, really. Sometimes I think it would help us all to admit that there isn't that much that separates us from the apes. You say what's on your mind, I'll give you that. But as attractive as you are, it just wouldn't feel right. I don't know why. Now, come on. Let's not make this unnecessarily awkward, shall we? We're here, we're having a good talk. Isn't that enough for the moment? Why don't you tell me a little more about this trial? I heard you passed it together with that quiet girl, Kalia. What's she like? I've heard some stories about her. That's just life, I think. There comes a point when you've done all you can. My. We've certainly lost track of time, haven't we? I really need to hit the hay for a couple hours now. I'll have to go look for some new work tomorrow. And I've heard about a nobleman who's looking for a sellsword. That is, if Renthiel or old Bushybeard doesn't have a new job for me by then. Say what you want about them. Their pay is beyond generous. I'll see you around, fair lady.
Aham. Andamos pouco aí, né? Aham. Tem mais vinho aí?
Hã?
Tu tá sobre as cicatrizes.
The scar. Well, let's put it this way. If you one day end up in a Talgalean tavern and two 6-foot-tall Arazalian women invite you into their room, you should either damn well know who they are or make a run for it. Never heard of it? It's the capital of Erasile. At least if you ask the civilized people.
Subiu conhecimento.
Hands up. Guilty. Some rich snob had hired me back then to bring him a totem from one of the camps of the free people. That is, the Erasilians who worship their ancestors' gods, instead of the Lightborn, and live as nomads. No idea how much you know about Erasile, but the free people have been in conflict with the civilized people, who do worship the Lightborn, for centuries now. Assassinations, blood feuds, and so on. The usual if two sides both believe they know it all better. Anyway, obviously this job of mine originated from that feud. The totem belonged to a free tribe, and the snob wanted it in order to publicly defile it. So I got it for him. Oh, why, of course. I still cried myself to sleep months after that. Seriously, why should I? Both the free and civilized are so eager to bash each other's heads in. It's not like one defiled totem, more or less, would have made any difference. Correct. And I was a little drunk and a little lonely, if you get what I mean. Have you ever seen a pure-blooded Erasilian woman in her 20s? It's really hard to say no to that. In any case, as you already noticed, the whole thing went down differently than expected. My face made acquaintances with a table leg and 4 absolutely untender women's feet and hands. And of course the totem was gone, together with all my clothing and money. I guess I had that coming somehow. That's what happens if you ask your loins rather than your head in the wrong situations.
Levar as roupas dele.
Yeah.
Ah, vou achar engraçado, vai.
Oh, whoa, such a cold world this is. I present you my deepest scars, you thank me with naught but mockery. Be damned, O impish creature. But anyway, how does the saying go? A truly beautiful face can never be tarnished.
Modesto.
And that's why you enjoy working with me. Yeah, I did. Why do you ask? That's a good question. I suppose in the end, it was just a hunch I had. Plus, all these civil wars in other countries didn't exactly invite one to stay. Well, I guess that depends on where you're standing. Of course, times can be tough, especially if you come to a new city or even country where you know nobody. But if you're good at what you do, which I am, there's always work, everywhere. And yeah, I don't eat God's tongue for breakfast, but it was always enough for a roof over my head when I wanted, and some other earthly pleasures. That's what life's all about, isn't it?
Quer pensar muito a sério, assim, muitas coisas não.
Now, aren't you inquisitive? Let me think. I spent most of my time abroad in Kira, and also a couple of years on the Isles of Kile. And there was this mission that led me to Myar Aranath once. What am I, a traveling tome? I'm afraid I'm not a very good storyteller. But Kira's great. The people there are so much freer in their way of thinking. There are the great bazaars, the palaces of the merchant lords, and the fortress of the mages' circles. But you just have to see it for yourself someday. Oof. Different. As beautiful as the Isles are, there's always this feeling of rush and competition. Have you ever heard of the game penny? On Chile, it's not a crime if a merchant tries to cheat a customer. It's the customer's fault if he doesn't see the fraud. But if he does, the merchant owes him a token penny. Bizarre, isn't it? But over there, it's common practice.
Eu só não perguntei sobre minha. Vamos lá.
Yeah, it is. I was there with a group of mercenaries.
Grupo de mercenários.
We were hired to get something from a tower in the old capital. Not a nice spot of earth, truly. There's this fog everywhere, and with every step you take, you have to be careful the swamps don't get the better of you. But of course, that's also what makes it exciting.
Ok. Bastante informação, né? Isso aí.
Keep your chin up.
Meu Deus. Perfeito, gente. Quase amanhecendo já também.
Never walk back on the road from the aged man's abode. Oh, blazes. Sorry. I know. I can't sing.
Tira aquele print pro vídeo. Isso, perfeito, né? Perfeito. Vamos pra onde, gente? Essa foi só pra conversar com ele, entendeu? Temos algumas missões. Essa foi só pra conversar com ele mesmo. Vamos nos envolver. Jasper, eu vou... Fica de boa, tá?
Keep your chin up.
Sim. Fica de boa. Vou ali arranjar uma treta ali. Pô, eu já tinha comprado uma casa aqui, né? Eu podia ter ido em casa. Que vinha até aqui na torre, não. Tem que voltar lá pra dentro.
So, any luck?
Olha, sim, mas eu não vou te dar os ovos agora não. Porque ele pediu pra procurar alguns ovos pra ele. Eu já achei, são 5, já achei 3. O problema das quests do Enderal é que, assim, é muito político as coisas. Tem muito mais desenvolvimento de personagem. Então você conversa muito. Não é ruim. Eu gosto muito. Mas você parte uma... Quando dá um momento de desenvolvimento, desenvolve mesmo. Não é raso, não. Um RPG é bom, entendeu? Não faz as coisas sem contexto, né? Não é um hack slash da vida. Só entra, mata tudo, pega o que tem no final e sai fora. Entendeu? lá. Boa noite. Vou sair lá em cima. Eu devia ter feito um fast travel pra lá, né? É lá no templo, que eu devia ter feito um fast travel. Olha lá, vou sair lá fora. Eu ainda não decorei muito ainda o nome dos lugares. Tem que fazer isso, que pelas placas vai fazer fast travel. É, lá em cima. Eu devia ter ido direto. Vamos dar um pique, vamos.
My Dame de Luna, and I felt Caraca, 2 lugares, né? Aqui, opcional. Entendi, vamos na foto aqui.
The fabled prodigy. I hope you can to what they say about you. I really do.
Nossa, não tem uma cama aí não? Já tá amanhecendo, gente. Que isso? Onde o pessoal treina. Caralho.
You're the one they call the prophet, aren't you?
É.
Congratulations on passing the trial. I guess.
Tá porra, velho. Tá ótimo. tivesse uma cama pra encostar aqui.
Yes, that just might work.
Oi, gente.
What?
Nada não.
Transcribe verse 80 100 times. The sky can rain fire. I just has never changed.
Xerifado. Ah, aqui já. Opa, 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 opa. Que isso? Desculpa aí, viu, gente?
May his light guide you.
Não tem. Ok. Ok. Deu tempo? Ok. Não deu tempo. Deus. Não. Ah, tá. Isso aqui é a parte dessa loja. Aqui. Maluco, tudo precisa de chave aqui. Vou ter que trancar essa porta mesmo. Sim, eu lembro daqui. Ah, não, calma, calma, filho, calma. Te acho uma cama já. Em algum lugar tem. Eu lembro que tinha uma por aqui.
Huh? What do you want?
Ah, cara, não, só tô procurando uma
Of
cama.
course they have. You know how these bureaucrats are, but they will do it.
Foda que eu não posso
Very good.
passar o tempo.
Thanks for your efforts, my friend.
Don't mention
Eu não
it.
posso passar o tempo se não for
I
dormindo.
just hope you know what you're doing.
Hello.
You know,
Mas você pode
many see
poderia
the
passar o tempo só
course the
sentando,
owner has
esperando,
taken
né?
since you
Pô,
came
qual é o
back
problema?
is disquieting.
Ah, tá. Sei onde eu
Mages
tô.
in the temple, an outlander as a keeper. It's a lot to take in.
Aqui.
I know, Johnny.
Chamos. Que rolê, hein? Só pra chamar a cama. Aqui, ó. Pô, 6 da manhã, né, velho? Dormi umas 4 horas, né? A gente desce pra tomar café. Pronto. Era só isso que eu precisava. Beleza, o cara tá ali. Mas não é isso que eu vou fazer, não. pulei, filho. Pronto.
That's beyond me.
Primeiro eu vou fazer o opcional primeiro.
Well met.
Agora sim, isso. Oi, tia.
Now, if it isn't the notorious prodigy. Alder Stronghand, blacksmith of the Holy Order by my path. Pleasure to meet you.
Fazer requisição de equipamento.
Right. The highly debated new keeper. You suddenly have caused some uproar. I'll give you
Robes,
that.
meio plate.
So, robes, mail
Leve,
or
média ou
plate?
pesada? Pesada, filho.
Fine, here you go. And no matter what you think of all this, wearing this armor is an honor. Get that into your head. Most of us had to wait decades for it.
Beleza, opcional completo.
Walk blessed.
Sim. Por falar nisso.
Sure, you'll have to pay normally though. As much as the Grandmaster favors you, metal and work don't come for free.
Se tiver algo encantado com coisa de ferraria, eu quero, viu, tia? Tem que comprar manuais, cara. Mas não vou comprar nada agora não.
Walk blessed.
O que ela deu foi essas armaduras aqui. Armadura de centurião, que você conhece muito bem. Cadê? Não entrou no inventário? Ah, aqui. Tá. É a Keeper. Vendo? Armadura de centurião. Ó. Viu? Peguei pra pegar, tá? Só pra fazer. Só pra fazer o opcional mesmo.
This is the swords.
Huh, sister?
Partícula aqui é um problema, né?
Yes, it makes sense.
The fabled prodigy. I hope
Armadura
you can
dessa.
live up to what they say about you. I really do.
Armadura pesadona. Prefiro roupa de aventureiro. Tio, já peguei lá a armadura lá, viu? Já tá bom com um print aqui, né? Pô, você espirrou na hora que eu ia tirar, maluco.
Prophetess, did you find your way around?
Sim.
Good. It is important that you get adjusted to this place. It will be the base of all operations to come. Right now, we are still in the dark as to the true nature of this cycle. All we have are fragments, but we will change that. There are 2 trails we have found. I want you to go after both of them. The first one has to do with the stone fragments from old Rashengrad. Pegast has not yet told you, but all of them together form a so-called sigilled stone, which we urgently need. The Arcanists have already put it together, but we still lack a part of the ritual to activate it. And for that, we need the memory of a dead person.
That's the problem.
The second trail revolves around a discovery we made in the Heartland. It could be a significant, if not the only prospect we have in this fight. Where do you want to start?
Certo. Vamos começar com a pedra? Ou vamos descobrir na floresta? O que você descobriu na floresta?
I'll make it short. We assume that in the last cycle, the Pyreans worked on a machine which they hoped would save them from the cleansing. An old artifact which they tried to put back together.
Certo. Uma máquina?
Well, we do know that the cycle is not an ordinary threat. It functions in a way we have not even come close to comprehending. Almost like a cosmic force. This makes it naive to believe one could face this threat like a foe made of flesh and blood. Maybe, however, this machine can. As I said, the Pyreans didn't invent this machine. They merely reconstructed it from old plans they found somewhere. And if they thought this idea was worth pursuing, we should at least look into it. Pegast found an old ruin named Old Dothelgrad, which seemed to be some kind of laboratory of the Dilgar, one of the ruling castes in the Pyrean era. She assumes that we might find hints about this machine there, or maybe even a prototype. I want you to help her in any way possible. Maybe your gift can reveal things normal eyes can't see.
Eita preula. Vamos pro conhecimento primeiro.
They were the 2 different castes who ruled the Pyrean realm. Officially, they were servants of their highest being, the deity all of Pyrea worshipped, but everyone knew that it was the castes who had the power. And while the Ishian valued tradition, the Dilgar valued progress, which, as you can imagine, led to differences between the 2, to say the least. They were the light-born of the Pyrean era, you could say. Yes, because they never had a chance to finish it. The Pyrean realm was in a constant state of war shortly before the cleansing, just like Veen has been for the past few years. And even if the machine does not work, any knowledge we can get from their struggle against the cycle is crucial.
Eita. Okay, vambora.
It's in a remote section of the Heartland. Keeper Sakaresh will accompany you there and show you the way. Good luck.
Good luck. Certo. Como está a turma a missão, eu vou fazer a vírgula aqui e vou começar a missão, começo, meio e fim no próximo. Hoje foi mais informação, né? Mas dá pra sentir que na próxima vai ser umas pancadaria. E eu volto para prosseguir. Valeu, gente!